Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our videos, please like and subscribe and hit that little bell thingy if you want notifications every time we put out a new video or we're doing a live. This is Larry King I've been working on of Meghan and her co-star from Suits, Patrick J. Adams. It is very apparent that the two do not get along.
This is the softcore porn show, right?
Yes, this is the show on USA that made her famous. The famous American actress Meghan Markle, who nobody had heard of before. But
it's a Grace Kelly story.
Holy crap. I mean, she's just so famous. But in this, I mean, you can watch the whole video. I condensed it down to 4 minutes.
Thank you.
Because it really,
Thank you.
You can just tell that they do not like each other or they just don't get along. But her expressions, like I never noticed this until after Harry, but now it's like, wow,
yeah,
something's going on with her because that's just not normal. Even if you're an actress and you're having a bad day, you just don't do stuff
you
like
don't
that.
let the mask off. You don't take off the mask.
Yeah, especially
during a Larry King interview.
Especially a famous, accomplished actress like she is. I mean, enough for Prince William and Princess Catherine to want her autograph. God. Allegedly. So we're going to go through that. We're also going to tell times that she sort of not fibs, but embellishes, but he doesn't let her get away with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like she tries to imply that they're so famous now that privacy is no longer, and he kind of corrects her.
Is she dating Harry at this point?
No, but you can tell she's on the prowl.
Okay.
No, I think this is the 3rd season of Suits. I think I think
so. It's in the burner.
Oh, it's something's going on.
Something's burning.
Yeah, she's definitely, you can tell she's definitely allegedly a yacht girl at this point. Definitely.
Allegedly.
Definitely. Allegedly. So it starts off with Larry introducing him. Now you can automatically just see her body language, right?
She's uncomfortable. It does though. Narcissists are uncomfortable in their own skin. That's why they take on different personas.
I guess. You can tell that she only does well with men if she's flirting with them.
Mm-hmm.
And Patrick J. Adams right away cuts her off and makes her not do that to Larry.
Yeah.
Because she tries to get away with it. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. Oh, no, you'll see. She says something.
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of Larry King Now. We're still in New York. And tonight we're talking about Suits, not the kind who work upstairs here in this hotel or at the network, but a brilliant television show.
Like, just look at her face. That was so inappropriate, but okay.
USA Network's award nominated the critically acclaimed, top-rated original.
That looks like Harry.
He just doesn't look
happy. That looks like Harry.
Yeah, I mean, it's already got Harry vibes. It's weird. He doesn't seem happy to be there. She's got that flirting look where she's gonna like go after Larry.
But it's flirty, but it's also like vixeny. That like.
That's funny. You should mention it.
Why?
Who Meghan is Rachel.
Rachel is the paralegal at the firm.
Seductive?
I don't know. Do you think so, Larry?
Oh.
Just a comment.
Just throwing it out there.
No,
like he stops it. He goes, no, Larry. He's just like, calm down, Meghan.
Yeah.
We're not going down that road.
He knows what direction. He's very much more assertive than Harry. Harry would have stayed quiet.
Oh, Harry.
It's like during the bow, Harry was like,
no, but yeah, this guy, he's been in interviews with her before. He knows the way she is. He's gonna stop it right at the pass.
It's interesting.
she also happens to be the love interest to Mike Ross, and
she's the woman behind the man. Every time Mike needs anything to happen, she's the one that actually.
She can't stand it when he interrupts.
How'd you get the part?
It was the basic LA situation. I'd been auditioning for a long time, and then I got fired from a job a couple months before this script came through. I was sort of primed for that moment to sit in front of a bunch of network executives and say, "Trust me, I've got this. Just give me my shot."
Did they hire you right out the audition?
It was almost right away.
How did you get the job?
just went in and auditioned for it. I think Patrick was the first one who was cast, and
this is going to come in handy later. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because in an earlier interview that I found when I was making this, she actually implies that she was
Casper.
Not cast first, but she was in the decision-making process.
Wow.
It's very interesting, but that's going to be at the end of the video.
She's a liar.
You need to stick around till the end of the video to see that part.
Wait for it.
So I'd gone and auditioned. I thought it was one of the worst auditions I had ever done, and didn't realize that behind closed doors they disagreed with me on that fact and brought me back to test for it. I tested with Patrick.
I was
and-
behind that closed door when they disagreed with her. She came in. We had known each other from a pilot, another pilot, failed pilot long ago that we had worked on together. And so when she came in, everybody, you know, she left. I knew she was nervous and thought she hadn't done well. And as soon as the door closed,
She does not like that he is saying she was nervous.
Did you see
that
what she's doing with her jaw? She's clenching down and she's rolling her tongue on. I mean, she's upset.
I know.
Yeah, she's in distress.
I know.
She has no control.
She has no control of this interview.
their eyes went wide and they were like, well, that's it. Well, she's also got to wrestle with the fact that, you know, that I got into this job without doing half the work that.
That's the look.
That's the look.
The look that she's
You know what-
given Harry.
You know what that is? That's, hey, my dad is a DP, and I have been in this business since I was a baby. That's the look she's giving, that you guys are below me. Do you see that? It's that narcissism, man.
She's giving a look like my boyfriend's a chef.
Yep.
And
I have a Cartier bracelet from him.
Irish millionaire friends
Yep.
that take me to the White House.
I've met Obama.
Yeah, I was in line once and he passed
That's what
me.
she's thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to have to do to get to where she's at. So that's a big part of the third season. You have people who drop out of school. You have the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world. You have guys who have really, like, Steve Jobs, people who have done remarkable things without sort of playing the game as it's supposed to be played. This kind of work, you never want to get too comfortable. And so there's a part of it that we're secure in this.
Now, I think what the problem is from what I've heard people talk about, because again, I've never seen the show, but I guess she just really didn't have that big of a part.
I heard
She wasn't in it a lot. So
Yeah.
I think that's why he's talking more. And she really was the eye candy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I thought she was like the lead. I guess
I
she's
know.
not. So, and we're finding that out right now.
Moment right now.
I mean, she's
It's this I'm better than you attitude, and why are you talking over me?
Yeah,
I hate that.
for sure.
We'll always do it the way that it's written, but sometimes when you're on set, you're finding there's maybe a funny.
Meghan, you are a calligrapher?
That was,
Now, this is especially funny, and I slow motioned it.
went to all-girls Catholic school. Handwriting class was one of those
And
lost
how do
arts.
Now, he's heard this calligraphy story a million times.
That's why he's shaking his
And
head.
he's so over it
Yeah.
because she probably embellished that as well.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's heard it.
Well,
He's
no,
heard that she was a gift
She
wrapper.
speaks French.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and by going like this,
Yeah.
he's just like,
No,
she wasn't any of those things.
Yeah.
All things considered, we're so lucky because some people are trying to do this for 20 years and still waiting tables. You know, this has been it feels like a slow burn, but really, in the grand scheme of things,
She's
had
never
a-
waited a table in her life.
She was married and she lived with Trevor throughout her whole 20s. The guy was rich. He had money. She
never
had
waited
ties.
tables.
She never waited
Her
tables.
dad paid for everything. Okay.
I mean, come on, guys. Let's get realistic here. This is so stupid.
doing this for 6, 7 years and then having a show like this with this level of success is crazy. Someone had said to me a long time ago, don't give it 5 minutes if you're not going to give it 5 years.
Really, Meghan? Somebody said
Wow.
that to you? Who said that to you? I know it wasn't the Queen that said that to you because you gave it 5 minutes
You
when it
gave
came
it
to royal life.
5 days.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's so flattering. It's so lovely. And at the same time, I think it's the eye-opener that our lives have really changed, you know, to go from having some anonymity to now the privacy is gone. But it's great that the show is so successful, and that's
Now watch. He doesn't know what the hell she's talking
Full
about.
of crap.
He knows that she shows up in front of that building in Toronto and tries to get noticed. He knows this.
Mhm.
He knows this.
Yep.
He also knows she probably treats the background actors like crap on the set.
Yep.
He knows all the
The
crap.
crew.
Just by his expression making that face, he knows she's full of crap. He's not going to be like Harry. He's not going to let her get away with it. Watch what he says in
Listen to what
response
he
to
says.
this.
Part of what comes with it. Great that this show is so successful, and that's part of what comes with it.
It's also like we're not at that stage where it gets in the way. You know, you're not Brad Pitt. You're not walking down the street and people aren't mobbing you. It's just right now. It's just people who kind of come up once in a while.
Now she's like,
You
wow.
just contradicted me. And now I'm really upset because you're making me look like a liar. And you're also making me look stupid because I am in the works to get Prince Harry. We're already talking about it. You know,
I'm up for the job.
Yeah, I'm up for the job of Prince Harry's mouthpiece and puppeteer. And that's what I'm going to do. So she's pissed right now.
Oh, she's definitely pissed because she wants to create the illusion in Britain that she's this famous actress that gets mobbed constantly. And he was like, what?
Yeah.
And go, oh, we really love this show. Thank you so much.
You have a favorite scene?
Gosh, we've had so many. What is your favorite?
It happened in a file room. Classy.
He brings up the sex scene.
Absolutely. You
Absolutely.
know why? He's trying to sell the show. And
Yeah.
he's brilliant for doing that.
I know.
Because who watches Larry King? Who watches?
Exactly.
Give me the demographic.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the guys who are going to now tune into
Yeah,
USA, like the
exactly.
Silk Stockings people, and they're
Yeah.
going to watch it. He's brilliant, this guy.
Well, he
He
listens.
knows how to sell it.
Yeah.
I had never done anything like that. I don't.
Listen to the Freudian slip. We had never done any. Well, I had never done
anything,
because
yeah.
she had done the 90210 thing.
yeah.
She had done like a bunch of stuff before
lot of
that.
commercials
a
where
lot
it's
of like
seedy.
seduction.
I don't think you'd ever done
No,
anything like
never.
that. It was a long scene. Not only was it a sex scene in a file room, which would be enough to scare anybody, but
She's so mad he's bringing this
And
up.
uncomfortable because she is again thinking in her head, I am getting groomed to be part of the royal family. Princess Catherine has nothing on me. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
right before it, there was a sort of culmination of a lot of the emotional stuff that had happened on the show. It was for real.
Thank you, guys.
Great to meet you.
Continued success.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's this
They
like,
want nothing to do with
it
each
was
other.
interesting.
Isn't
Another
that-
great. See, I've never watched these
Yeah.
because I again was not on the Nancy side. I actually liked her back.
Now, if you can find it on YouTube, there's a 45-minute version. You can watch
Jeez.
the whole thing. It's really painful to watch. She makes those faces the entire time.
I mean, she's
The
a-
only time she's comfortable is when she's talking about the calligraphy and she gets to write something for Larry. She wrote "I love Larry" or something.
Yeah.
But it's very uncomfortable because they both have like these conflicting narratives and views on what the show's about.
I'm glad he stood up for himself.
Me
It's
too.
nice to see someone next to her that stands up
I know.
because we have never seen that
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Hopefully we will one day when Harry gets deprogrammed.
Yeah, Harry needs to get unbrainwashed. So I promise you guys a little treat if you waited towards the end. This is an interview that Meghan did, I think, the second season of the show. So this is before the Larry King. And then I'm going to piece it with what Patrick J. Adams said about the audition process
Okay.
and what happened. Now, Patrick J. Adams is saying he had the part right away. He was the first one to get cast. They basically offered him the role, which is very typical when people have things in mind, especially with a cable show. You know,
I know what you're saying.
that's going to film in Toronto. They kind of know. You know, you don't get paid.
It's
as
not that
much
big
when
of
you
a
do
deal.
when you do shows in
Yeah.
Canada. And
It's
yes,
demographic
you
for
definitely
the-
take a hit.
Well, it's not even about that. It's
Yeah.
the quality of the show.
Exactly. But the fact that he was offered on the spot doesn't surprise me. So but it does sound like she did have to go through screen tests. But she does not describe it in the first interview like that. She kind of gives the impression. She doesn't actually say it. So I do
Right.
have to say that. She gives the impression, in my opinion. So here we go.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Did you get the job?
So I'd gone and auditioned. I thought it was one of the worst auditions I had ever done.
So did you and Patrick do a chemistry read before you landed the role?
Yeah, when I tested for the role, Patrick and I,
Now you can already tell she's lying because whenever she lies, she either goes like this or she does her nose.
And she's very deal or no deal in this.
This is
You're
like
right. It was
right
you
away.
can
She's
tell
married.
Well, you know, but you can also tell the transformation that she goes through.
Yeah.
That's interesting
Yeah.
to me.
read together.
And brought me back to test for it. I tested with Patrick.
And once I knew that he was cast at Mike Ross, I was so excited because Patrick and I had done a pilot together maybe 5 years ago for a different network.
We had known each other from a pilot, another pilot, failed pilot long ago that we had worked on together. And so when she came in, everybody, you know, she left. I knew she was nervous and thought she hadn't done well. And as soon as the door closed, their eyes went wide and they were like, well, that's it.
But I knew that our on-camera chemistry would be good, and so.
Thought she hadn't done well.
But I had a good feeling about it.
I knew she was nervous.
She's not happy.
She's not happy because he's completely contradicting her story as far as like she makes it sound like, oh no, I had a good feeling about it.
But I knew that our on-camera chemistry would be good, and so.
I knew Patrick was when I heard Patrick was cast in it, I was really excited.
And once I knew that he was cast at Mike Ross, I was so excited because Patrick and I had done a pilot together.
And I already knew that we worked well together because we'd done a pilot. She doesn't mention it was a failed pilot.
I would love to know what that pilot was called and who was in it.
It was with Catherine O'Hara.
Okay.
And I tried looking for it. I can't find it.
Okay.
It sounds like it was just a pilot and it never aired.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
So
It was a treatment.
He played twins and she was one of the girlfriends of one of the twins. I don't know. It sounded like a train wreck, but it just sounded like a pilot that somebody did. But, you know, she was just not, her version of events is just so different than the actual truth.
Yeah.
And it's just really interesting to find these little nuggets of her past and see just how much she lies.
She has a very strange relationship with the truth.
She really does.
Do you notice that?
She really does.
Yeah, so it's very consistent, man. Meghan's staying consistent, except for that whole transformation is interesting from the nail polish. Then she's looking more like royalty. She has clear nail polish on.
Yeah.
Her hair is put together a little bit more. She doesn't have bright colors on. Interesting.
Yeah,
So.
it is very interesting. So we're going to do more of those reactions. I have a ton.
I haven't seen any, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us for that one. We are featuring Frankie's Friends. It is a charity that dedicates doing research and finding cures for causes in animals like cancer and other incurable terminal diseases that are sometimes already cured in humans, but unfortunately we can't find the cure in animals yet. So we will put the link in the description below. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you very, very soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.